remember this, to the world, you may be a dad, but to your family, you are the world.
Amen.
And that's a great thing to have. You know, it's amazing how our Y4C2Ts are something that we can do even as a father or a parent. We can live by these ideals, and it's great to do. So I don't know if you have that slide.
The next one, let's see. I think we normally do. Yep.
There it is. Okay, so what we do, love repeating it all, so let's stand up and do it all together. You ready? Here we go. Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers, they always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people. Great job, you guys. Sit down. I'll give you 3 quick Father's Day jokes of the day. As I give 3 things of culture, this is it. So the teacher asked the boy, so what's your father do for a living? And the boy said, well, he's a magician. He performs tricks like sawing people in half. And the teacher says, oh, that's interesting. Do you have any brothers or sisters? He says, oh yeah, I have a half brother and 4 half sisters. So the second dad joke of the day is, what do you call your dad when he falls through the ice? A popsicle. Okay. So our third dad joke of the day, the father calls his son the realtor, and he calls him from his home and he says, where the heck are you? I've been trying to find you all day. And the son responded, don't you know good realtors are hard to find? With that, I hope you guys are great realtors this week.
There you go. All right. All right, well, let's talk about some of our events and announcements. So we've got the Father's Day barbecue today. This is after Connection Point. You probably saw the tables and chairs set up in the lobby. We'll be barbecuing out there from 12 to 1 o'clock p.m. That's brought to us by Tim Moreno. I believe Tim is actually the one barbecuing. Somebody asked, Kevin Allen asked me if I was doing it. I was like, you don't want that. My barbecue skills. Yeah, exactly. It's a little more like that. But that'll be out there, so we invite everybody to come on out and join us for that. Ignite is happening every Monday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We've got some of our Ignite students in the room right now. Anybody want to share something that you've taken away from Ignite so far? Somebody please, because I feel really silly if no one says anything. Something that stood out to you so far. Tyrone, for the love of God, thank you. Yes.
I'm going through my 3rd time.
All right, I love it.
And every time I get another nugget, but it keeps bringing me back to the real essence, and that is you can have all the plans you want, but you have, there's processes, but you got to do them.
Yeah.
You can come a million times. If you don't commit to the processes, you're wasting your time.
I love it. Yep.
Lead gen, like getting and contacting people. If they don't answer, it's been awesome getting calls back.
Yeah.
Talking to people. So yesterday, I'm getting calls at 6 o'clock from a couple days ago that didn't answer.
I love it. I love it. So I love what I heard, because it means just because they didn't answer doesn't mean it's over. You get that echo, right? They start calling you back, right? And sometimes we call, we don't get a hold of people. We're like, right? But no, it continues, right? Okay, yeah.
Just find yourself and promote your business by showing who you are and what you have to offer.
Yep. Show up and be you, right? And bring your skills, your talents, your background to it. I love this office, and our Norco Business Center, we've got 2 incredible ladies in production. We got Jules Farmer, we got Tanya Bambrook, right? They could not be more different than each other, right? But both of them are excellent at being Jules Farmer or Tanya Bambrook, right? And that's what they both do best in the world, right? If you can do that, you're going to make it. Yes?
I'm not in Ignite, but I took a luxury class this morning, and it was really refreshing to hear that the luxury agent that makes, $1 million a year, over $1 million a year, does not get into social media. She makes phone calls, she texts her clients, and it's all, she doesn't do a lot of cold calls. She just keeps in contact with her database.
Works that database.
And you just keep doing that consistently, and that just kind of was a nice little refreshing thing to hear.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, if you are not at CAP, we invite you to join us for Ignite. This is about learning the foundational models of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. So if you're not in it, come get with it, and we'd love to see your business grow. And then our Broker Blitz Caravan is Friday, June 16th. We'll be leaving here from the Riverside Market Center at 12 p.m. And this is a great opportunity for you to go preview some phenomenal homes, also to do your social media to mobilize your database. But it doesn't end right there, right? Then it's calling people and saying, hey, did you see the video I just did? I got this incredible house that we have for sale. So you get another opportunity to touch your database. And then our Mentor Minute. I don't see either one of our mentors in the room, so that was a quick minute. Hey, so this is something that I'm excited about that's coming up in the Market Center in August. Alice is going to be teaching 100 Days to Greatness, Brian Buffini's 100 Days to Greatness. Alice, you want to tell us anything about that?
So it's a system that I'm a Buffini member, so I follow the system. So for 3 months, you will get the same kit that we get, that I get. You'll get 100 newsletters that go out, 50 postcards. You'll get access to the CRM. I know that we have Command. And so it's, what CRM do you use? Command or this? But you'll be able to see a system that has been in place for, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only gonna be, if you have a NERDS number, even if you don't have a NERDS number, see me, it's $3.95 for 3 months. I believe it's worth every penny.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you should have a NERDS number if you're part of the National Association of Realtors. Why they call it NERDS number, I have no idea.
Some people that are not yet
Right, yeah,
signed
they're
up with
just
the
getting,
board, they might not have that.
Yeah.
And there's a way around that, as long as that you are a committed person.
All right.
Then it's $4.95.
Then it's $4.95. Well, hey, here's our new listing. So, taking a look, we've got coming soon from the Restory Kevin Allen team. This is 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath for 1,000 square feet at $388, and that is in Grand Terrace. Great foothold in the market right there. I guess that was it for our new listings this week. All right, anybody else have new listings coming up? David, you were telling me about something you just took.
Yeah, I took a duplex last night in the city of Southgate. It's 3 bedrooms in the front unit, 2 in the back. It's priced to sell.
Yeah, what's the price?
$750. And it's at a great location. I'll get more details as I put this, but it'll be coming soon for a few days.
Yeah, so that's a phenomenal opportunity. If you have investors, duplexes, they sit up and they go, hey, because I just heard 750 asking. It'll probably sell a little bit more than that, it's my guess.
That's the goal.
But you're getting revenue from that like you would get from 1 unit. You're getting on 2 units. So that's really, really possible. So if you got investor clients or want to make some investment yourself, run the numbers. Any other listings or possible coming soons in the room today? All right, well, we'll talk about it. Well, hey, what I want to talk about today is we talked about powerful conversations. Last week, what we did was conversations you can have in your database. But what I wanted to do today was powerful conversations here in this room. And really with the focus on training. One of the things that's different about Keller Williams is I'm not the manager of this office. I'm the team leader of this office, which implies that we're a team, right? And so I'm looking at my team and I'm thinking we need to get into training right now. And I'll kind of explain that, right? But when you're in training, you have a coach. And that coach holds you to standards and accountability, right? That coach sets the practice schedule and you show up for that schedule. If you don't show that schedule, you're off the team, right? And in this industry, we have a schedule. We have we know that if you lead generate every single day, you're going to grow your business. If you're touching your database every single day, you're going to grow your business. If you're showing up and doing that every single day, you're going to grow your business. If you're not, you get off the team. How do you get off the team in real estate? You don't sell any houses. Yeah, you go broke, right? And so what we have to do is focus on, like Tyrone said, doing the things that generate business and doing them as a team. And so I want to be the coach for this office. And that means I want to be working with a group of agents who is fired up about winning in this market. Because the truth of the matter is every real estate market is hard. Every real estate market is hard. It's hard because you've got too many leads. It's hard because you don't have enough leads, right? It's hard because there are too many buyers for your listing. It's hard because there aren't enough buyers for your listing. Every market is hard. I remember when I got started in 2004, it was hard because it was whatever was hard for. And then we thought, oh, then the mortgage crisis happened, right? And it was, oh my gosh, homes are so cheap. It should be easy. It wasn't easy because investors ate up all the supply. right? And so it was hard again. And then we came back, it was hard. Oh, why was it hard? Because you couldn't get the listing. So it's always hard, right? And that's a mindset you have to have in this industry, is that I'm always overcoming. I'm always rising to the challenge. I'm always doing what's necessary to win in this moment. And if you look at the best teams, that's what makes them the best teams year after year after year after year after year after year after year. They adapt to the league as it stands. Well, it's our time to adapt to the league. So we're going to be working towards this and coaching towards this. But as your coach, I got to ask you, what's your goal? Are you laser focused on your goal? Right now, if I said, what's your goal for the year? Do you have that number? What is it? 25. 25 units? Okay. What else? 12 units? Good. Right. What else?
250 in GCI.
250 GCI. Good. All right. What else? Nobody else has a goal?
I'm just getting started, so 5 for me, that's just to start off.
5. Just 5. First year. That's fine. Yeah, that's a goal, right? Who else?
3 units.
3 units. Just want to sell 3. I think we can do that. All right. What else? 10. Okay. 15. Good. I want you to think about that goal, because I said, what's your goal? And I heard a lot of hesitant answers. I heard a lot of people like, and I got to tell you, if we're a team and we're entering the season, and I say, what's our goal? And you go, first place. Right? What do you think? How do you think we're going to get there? No, we're not going to get there. Are you on track to your goal like a team that's determined to win a championship? I got to challenge you with that. Yeah.
From beginning of the year, we make a plan and we are strong, saying yes, that amount. But when for work we do, it doesn't happen. Not and that we don't have that goal, but we just say, okay, for the half the year, how
Right.
we can do it.
You're right.
That amount.
Because-
That's why we say, okay, 15.
Right, because once we get in the season, we realize that goal is hard, right? It is hard, grueling work to get to a championship, period. Nobody walks to the winning. Nobody does. There's not one person who walks to victory. Everybody fights to victory. And you don't fight to victory one day, you fight to victory every day, right? That's the difference in the mindset of the people who are going to win. They wake up every morning and they fight for that victory. Right? Now, in our industry, in our world, how do you fight for the victory? How do you do it?
Go out and compete.
You go out and compete. What does that mean, Brent? What is that?
You've got to be in the market.
Yeah.
And so we laugh about, my private listing or pocket listing. It was a potty listing. The guy was trying to get into the bathroom. And, oh, by the way, I'm trying to sell a house. Are you an agent? It's just putting yourself out there to where someone could ask you that type of question. Yes, you lead generate. Yes, you do those things to try and get it through your sphere of influence, the people that you're working with. But sometimes, too, you need to get out there in the field and go stand in front of the markets, the Stater Brothers or that. Right? Ask at the gas station. He's the man that does that. You never miss an opportunity
Yeah.
to tell someone, I'm in real estate, isn't this a great market?
Yeah. If I don't get on the field to compete, I cannot achieve a victory, period. If I don't talk to people about real estate, I can't get a listing, right? So essentially, I'm a realtor, like I'm a professional basketball player at that point. I'm not. I'm not a professional basketball player, but I love to watch it. I love to learn about it, I love to talk about it, but I'm not playing, right? If you're a realtor and you're not doing the daily things that generate and develop business, you're a spectator. You're not on the field, right? And that's a decision you've got to make. Am I ready to get on the field? Arthur, I saw your hand come up.
One of the things I do is, one of the agents said he saw me everywhere this month. I go everywhere. I go look at houses, I go show houses everywhere. I think
Yeah.
it was David that saw me everywhere.
Yeah.
But
I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
one of the things that I do particularly is I make sure that everybody's aware of me, who I am, where I'm going. I wear my badge all the time, so.
Yeah.
This morning I was coming into the office and somebody up there at the medical bill said, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah?
Instead of coming to the office, I went and talked to him. He gave me his name, phone, and email, and his home address, and was thinking about selling.
I say this all the time, if anybody in this business park buys from anyone but a Keller Williams agent, I will lose it, okay? But yeah, absolutely, so the bathroom, the business park, absolutely. You know, the reality is, I don't care what your goal is, you have to train for that goal, right? It does not matter what your goal is, you have to train for that goal. How are you training for your goal? Because some of us, we make the mistake of, we say we gotta compete, we do. But you have to train to compete. Right? You have to build up the business, you have to build it up inside yourselves. How do you train to compete in this business?
Be a student of the market.
Be a student of the market. Absolutely, expertise, right? So I've got to research, I've got to have some expertise about the market, right? What else?
Show up.
Show up, what does that mean, Jeff?
Show up in the training. practice.
Show up for training, for classes? Sure, that's a way to train for the goal. Yeah. What else?
Lead generate.
Lead generate? Yeah, I say lead generate. I mean, that's competing too, but I would say, yeah, just the daily habits of it, absolutely. What about role play? Right? Yeah, role play is training for the goal. Because when I go to make those phone calls, I want to know what I'm going to say. When somebody says to me, well, I don't want to buy right now because I think that the rates are going to get better. What do I say? I don't know. If the first time I'm having that conversation is with them, I don't say the right thing probably, right? So I role play with that. I have a partner and a team that I show up with so I can practice the conversation so that when I make the calls, I'm actually competing. I'm not just there, right? So, you know, we train for the goal. The way we train for that goal is we role play. You know, I want to see this in this market center. I want to come in the morning and hear a buzz and a noise of people who are going to win in this market. Right? I want to come in and have it be busy by the time I get here. And I'm here around 8:45, right? Why? Because if you're here doing that, that tells me you're training, you're competing, you're ready to go. You're a team showing up, right? I want to see that role play. I want to be able to walk up to any person in this market center and say, you know, I'm not ready to buy right now because I think the rates are going to get lower, and have you immediately know what to say to me. I want to walk up to any person in this market center and say, you know, I think prices are going to crash, so I'm going to hold off right now, and have you know exactly what to say to me. I want to walk up to any person in this market center and say, you know what, I think we're just going to lease for a couple more years, and you to know exactly what to say to me. Or me to say, you know what, I'm not going to sell my home right now because whatever, and you to know what to say to me. Because as a realtor, as a professional real estate agent, that's your business. How do I respond? What do I say? Because those leads that happened in the bathroom, that wasn't an accident. That's because Brent knows how to sell real estate, right? That lead that came this morning from the guy upstairs, when you said guy upstairs, I'm like, you talking to God again? Anyway, that wasn't an accident, that's a professional, right? In this industry, we walk around with business surrounding us all the time, but unless we practice the skills, we don't get that business. What we do is we go to Costco, we don't talk to a single human being, right? And we missed all the opportunity, right? We go through our days, we don't talk to them. We got our database of people who know, love, or like you, who would talk to you in the supermarket or avoid you, and they don't have the opportunity because you won't call them, because you haven't role played, so you're nervous about picking up the phone, right? So if we want to train, we have got to role play. We've got to commit to developing the skills, period. It has to happen. Do me a favor, turn to the person next to you and explain to them why you're not going to do that. Explain to them why you wouldn't do it, why you're not going to do it. There's a reason you're not doing it, so explain to them why. Does that make sense? Turn to each other, go ahead. Why am I not doing it? Why am I not role playing every day? All right. Okay. Did you explain to them why you're not doing it? No. Okay, good. Here's the thing. We all got reasons. You can have results, or you can have reasons. It's a bold law, right? Well, you know, I can't because I've got this going on at this time. Okay, when will you? Right? Like, you know, you should do this every day. And again, if you want to be in physical health, you need to work out every day, right? We know that. Why don't you? because I got reasons. Well, you can have results, or you can have reasons. Which one do you want? Which one did you get into real estate to do? Did you get into real estate to work a part-time job?
No.
No. So stop letting your reasons determine your results, right? So if you have to work a part-time job, that's fine. Let's work so we cannot have to work a part-time job. Does that make sense? You can have results, you can have reasons, right? So why wouldn't you do this? There's no reason not to, is what I'm getting at. Conversations, right? So you have to role play, you have to have conversations. Who do you have to talk to?
Everybody.
Everybody. Everybody.
Everybody.
Where should you start?
Now.
People who know, love, and like you.
I start with my family, friends.
Yeah. I would say people who know, love, like you, or dislike you. Because if they dislike you, they have to know you. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah.
Something else I learned about luxury is you gotta start with your Christmas list. And that's
Absolutely.
something that I've been in the business 17 years. I have never started with my Christmas list. And you know what? All of my cousins have sold their house, like in Chicago and in Florida and, you know, all around.
Yeah.
And I could have had referral from that.
Yeah.
And you know what? So start with your Christmas list.
Yeah.
When you think about a referral, just to introduce your cousin or family member, this is the agent in Chicago, and you're gonna get a check for $35,000 to $5,000, depending on what the price is,
Well, if you're.
for an introduction. Is that worth it? Not a bad deal.
Totally. Arthur.
All my nieces and nephew, all my wife's nieces and nephew, whenever they wanna sell a house across America, they call us. They know who we are. The second thing, I like to make this important. I said I was gonna say that, but it's important. One of the things I have done, I pray a lot. I know Chris pray a lot.
Yeah.
But I ask God to help me in this business. And whenever I walk anywhere, wherever I go anywhere, I say, good morning, God bless everybody. If I walk into a store,
Yep.
if I walk into a Macy's, I'm loud. Good morning, everybody, God bless you. I hope everybody's doing fine. Now, what has transpired? God is now blessing me to talk to everybody in that place.
Yep.
They come up to me and say, thank you for that. And by the way, you know, I'm also in real estate. Can you help me? Ladies and gentlemen, this has literally changed us.
Yeah.
Changed my business everywhere I go.
You don't want to point out, is this what you were saying? He shows up and Arthur's Arthur, right? It doesn't matter where he shows up, he's Arthur, right? And that is the secret here, guys. Right? And so I say conversation, I don't want you to call your database and go be somebody else. I want you to show up as you. And I love the Christmas list. David said, I got a duplex, and you mentioned that to me this morning. What did I say?
You gotta mention it to your family members.
I might have a buyer. Why? Because of my Christmas card list, right? Yeah, I know someone in my family who's looking for that opportunity. Do you think, I don't want to bother them, they're my family. Are you kidding me? I would choke them if they don't use me. That's like, of course they're going to use me, right? And so, yeah, I want them to be. So, in your database right now, do you have your Christmas list tagged?
Yep.
You better. It's way easier to do it that way than to go find it every year, right? Just send it from your database. Do you have those people tagged so you can pull that up, right? So conversation. If you are not interacting with your database on a regular basis, you're not on the field. You're not playing. You're not practicing. That's for sure. Because when we see why people choose real estate agents they choose, you know what they say? Number one reason. What you guys who were in the class yesterday, remember what it was? No, that's not it. The number one reason was what?
Because you're not making yourself
The
present.
number one reason they choose was?
Communication?
No?
They know you.
Reputation?
Reputation. The number one reason they choose an agent, they say, what's important is reputation. Where does your reputation come from?
Your friends, family.
People who know you. Yeah. So you talk to your database for direct deals, but so you can establish a relationship, so when their friends and family say, who am I going to use? They say, oh my gosh, you got to use you because of your reputation. The second thing they look for is honest and trustworthy. How does a client know you're honest and trustworthy? Because they know you, right? Or they know someone who knows you. So if you're not talking to them, you just eliminated the top two reasons people choose a real estate agent, right? So if we want to role play, if we want to be successful, we role play, we make the calls, we have the connection, and you got to do the research like David said, right? You can't claim to be an expert and not be an expert. So, but let me put that all in context. How much time do you spend on expertise every day? Brent, you wanna give me an idea? Like, how much time?
Yeah, I personally, within a half hour, you know,
Yes.
you kinda
Yep.
figure about a half hour will get you all the information you need to know for the day.
Yeah. What just listed? What just came on in my areas of focus? What are things selling for? What's an average sales price? All that stuff. And if you're doing it regularly, you know it, right? So you don't have to spend 3 hours doing it. Because the trap here in research is you get ready to get ready, and soon you're going to be ready, but you're not quite ready yet, right? All right. So role play, conversation, research. I would say research, role play, conversations, right? Do it backwards. I show up in the morning. I maybe do a little bit of research. I glance at the market. I see what's happening. I see if there's anything on my hot list. I go out and I say, all right, who wants to role play? And we start having conversations. And I say, okay, this time I want you to be really mean. This time be my grandma, right? Whatever. She's really mean. Okay, no, you know, whatever you do. And then you make your phone calls because you're warmed up, you're ready. You're here to win. Not just to play, but to win. You know, Ed Millett at Family Reunion, I've been listening to his book and I listen to everything. And I've always had this mindset with my kids, like, go out and have fun. You know, and it's true, go have fun. But you know what's more fun than fun? Winning is more fun than fun, right? So you can go have a good time and play basketball, and then you can have a lot of fun this season. But you know who's really smiling at the end of the season? The people holding the trophy, right? So if you're going to bother to do something, bother to be the best at it, right? If you're going to do something, why waste your time with mediocrity? Go be the best at it. It's not hard to be the best, right? So, what I want you to do is this week, we're going to do role play tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be in this room at 9 o'clock, and I want to role play with you. I want to practice the scripts. I want to practice the conversations. We're going to do that for half an hour tomorrow morning. What I'd like to do is every Wednesday, I want to meet you here in this room to do role play together. Eventually, we're not going to fit, right? But I want you to bring your call logs to that. Because I want some accountability. I'm your team leader. I'm your coach. I want you to show up on Wednesday, and I'm going to say how many contacts you make last week. And I want you to have that paper in hand and that number in your face. Because that is your decision to be successful or not. Does that make sense? Or I think I was talking to Carla yesterday, right? And you said, oh, I hope that deal comes soon. And I said, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Right? It come as fast as you want it to. It's up to you. So we're going to do team leader role play on Wednesdays. I don't know what your schedule is. I don't really care. Make a commitment to your business, right? Team leader role play on Wednesdays. If you can be there, please be there. We're going to build out of that. And then what's going to happen after role play? You guys going to go home? Going to go generate business. You're going to go make the calls. You're going to touch your database, right? All right. What I want to get into as your coach, there are a couple tips. This is simple, but it is not easy. Picking up and calling through your database on a regular basis is mentally hard. Why is it mentally hard?
A lot of times you think there's something else that you could be doing.
Totally. Right. There's something more exciting, right? There's something that's less vulnerable, right? Because when I call people, I'm worried about rejection. I'm worried that they're going to think I'm just being really salesy, right? I don't want to upset them, right? All these things we do, these mental games we play with ourselves, right? I don't want them to think I just care about my business and not about them. All this stuff we're telling them. You know what they think? Oh, hey, David. That's all they think, right?
It's called fear.
It's fear, absolutely.
False evidence appearing real.
So here's what I want you to work on. Reframe it in your mind.
Yep.
Right? If I have a database of 250 people, then my goal with that database is to be as connected with those 250 people as is humanly possible. That means I'm going to make it a challenge to myself to know the story of as many people in that database as possible. How does that serve my business?
Connection.
Connection, yeah. How else? Reputation, sure, yeah. How else?
We'll know when they're ready to move, buy, sell, or invest.
Yeah, we're gonna know their needs.
That time frame.
Yeah. If I know them, I can serve them.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
If I know them, I can serve them. And some of that will be real estate. Some of it will be, hey, I got a great handyman, I can help you with that. Some of it will be, gosh, I'm gonna keep them in my prayer. Some of it will be, I don't know, let's grab coffee sometime. Some of it will be, hey, let's have kids have a play date. But if I know them, I can serve them. If I'm calling to connect with them, am I worried about them being concerned that I don't care about them, I just care about business? Do I have to be afraid to call them if I'm just calling because I want to have a deeper connection with my community, my sphere of influence? No, right? So that's my tip number one, mental game to play. If you're afraid to make the phone calls, or you feel like you're annoying your sphere of influence, stop annoying your sphere of influence. If you feel like you're worried about being salesy, don't be salesy. Just start connecting with them. Because you'll be on their mind, right? And if you know their story, you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to know your story, right? If you know their goals, you know what's going to happen? They're going to know your goals, right? And so when the time comes from them to buy or sell, they're going to do business with the person who's closest in closest emotional proximity. That's it, right? And so if you can be in close emotional proximity to 250 people and 6% of the population moves on any given year, so I'm going to do the math real quick. 250 times 0.06, that's 15 direct units right there in your database, right? But they also know people, right? I'm just saying 250 because I'm just starting with that because that's a pretty easy number for most of it to get to. 500 is 30 direct deals in your database every year, and being in close emotional proximity. So, mental games, connection. Mental games, affirmations, right? How do you talk to yourself? Do you though? I gotta tell you, nobody gets to say the things to me that I say to myself. Does that make sense? Like if people said the things I say to myself, we'd be fighting, right? Right? Why not flip that script? Why not focus on everything you bring, not everything you lack? If you spent 5 minutes just writing down blessings before you started your calls, if you got 5 minutes writing down strengths before you started calls, you just wrote 5 minutes writing down, people like me. The people in my life like to hear from me, and I love to hear from them. And you just wrote that 25 times, and then you started making your calls, or did your role play. Think that would help? Yeah, Eric.
Let me add to that, because most of you know I've been through quite an ordeal the last 8 weeks in and out of the hospital. And we tend to tell ourselves, oh, people don't want to hear from me. They don't care about me. I'm a bother. I'm a nuisance. I've discovered in the last 8 weeks, people have brought me groceries. People have driven me to and from the hospital. People have posted things on the internet about me that I felt like a man attending his own funeral. They were so nice.
Yeah.
It's like, people actually love me. They care about me. And some of these are people I haven't seen in 30 years. You know, one guy, he was stationed at March in the early 90s. He's been back in New Jersey for 30 years. Now, I mean, it's, people do care about you. People do love you. They do want to hear from you before you're at your funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Amen, buddy.
Absolutely. You know, you have an opportunity to really, truly make your world smaller and more connected, to fix what's wrong, right? Which in our world is a lack of connection. So again, positive psychology. You know, write 3 things you're grateful for every single day, and what they've shown is that has the power to turn a pessimist to an optimist. Harness the power of teams. Oh, did you have something?
Oh, you could use these 2 words, gratitude and blessings.
Yeah.
People who don't recognize gratitude or blessings are the same as people that don't have any. So when you recognize your gratitude and your blessings, you are then a person who has both.
I love that. If you don't recognize your gratitude and blessings, you're a person who doesn't have any.
Amen.
But if you do, then you have them both. And the truth of the matter is we all have them, right? We all have things to be grateful for. Now you're sitting in this room right now, something to be grateful for, right, Eric? Yeah, absolutely.
Very much so.
Right? You know, so harness the power of a team. I say this all the time, the lone wolf dies, but the team thrives, right? Give yourself awards, man. Like you play games with yourself. If I make 20 calls, if I talk to 20 people, I can have that espresso, right? I want that espresso, right? Whatever that is, you know, set up rewards. Just, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to the gym and you're on the elliptical or something and you're sitting there and you want to be done, your heart's screaming to be done, and you're like, 1 more minute, and then 1 more minute. Same thing with your calls, just 1 more. Okay, now just 1 more. Okay, now just 1 more. And what you realize is eventually you've done 15, 20 more, right? What are other hacks, mental games you can play with yourself to commit to your success?
Look at your bank account.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I love it. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta make this call.
People are motivated by avoiding pain or seeking pleasure. Most of us are by avoiding pain. So the pain of calls. Look at the bank account. Yeah, totally, sure.
You know, everything that we talk about is important, right? Because when I'm with my friends, women always want to go somewhere, want to travel somewhere. So my wife and my friends are practicing Europe next year.
Mm-hmm.
Italy, Greece. How much that cost you? Not coming out of my pocket, so somebody got to pay for it. It's called OPM, other people's money. So one of the most important things I can help you out with. The first time my wife talked to me about this, I said, well, honey, it's going to take us 10 deals to make sure we pay for all of this. She said, I got 3. I said, then I got 7.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, I got to pay for my kids' college. Okay, that's 24,000 times 2, right? Okay, now I know how many deals I got to do.
That's right.
You know, and I love this industry because it's just that simple. Need a new car, 2 deals, 3 deals, right?
I need a new car.
Just that simple. Our mortgage is X a year. That's like number of deals. Okay, go get them. They're always there. Yeah, any other?
Yeah, like I think that like the thing with you, like just finding that motivation. Because I know for me, like I sold a home last month, and if it wasn't for that commission check, there's no way that I would have paid off a big credit card that I had. And I was like, I was looking at this number and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I think that's bringing more motivation for me to continue to pay off more debt.
Yeah.
As I continue to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just motivation.
So the other thing I want to give you is focus on your goals.
Yep.
Right? When I asked you what's your goal, and everybody said 25, 15, and you're right, it's hard to stay committed to that. If I look at my goal for the year, it's very likely I'm going to give up. So focus on your goal for this hour. How many calls do I need to make this hour? How many conversations do I need to make this hour? How many do I need to have this day? How many do you need to have this week? How many do I have to have this month, right? I can do that. If I just know I need to talk to 15 people today, and I've got 8 hours to do it, but I wanted to get it done early so it's not hanging over me. If I want to talk to 8 people today, and I want to get that done between 9 and 11, and I know it takes me on average 50% of the time somebody answers, then I just do the math. And I just focus on that goal, right? Because if we focus on, 25, it's too much. But if I focus on, okay, I just need to connect with X number of people. So focus on your goals, hourly, daily, and weekly, right? That's a way to motivate yourself. So here's what I want to do now. I want you guys really quickly to have a conversation with each other about this. I'm going to give you just 3 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up this meeting. See, because here's my frustration as a coach. The player has to want to win. As a coach, I can try to motivate. I can try to equip, right? I can set the practices. I can make you do the drills. But unless you want to win, we can't get there. Does that make sense? Because ultimately, the coach has to stand on the side of the field and trust the players to do everything they've learned. And that comes from deep in you. It's your desire, right? So have a conversation real quick. I'll give you 3 minutes. What did you hear today? What are you going to use? And how are you going to become that winner? Make sense? All right. You guys have 3 minutes, and then we'll come back.
Yeah. Because they talk about it, taking all these things, but I
So, I love the energy, right? This is the thing. Bring that energy, right? I mean, this place should buzz every morning about 8:45 because there are people here who are committed to winning. There are people here who are taking the field like the #1 team in the league because it's just a matter of time. Because this is our moment, this is our season, right? This should be a place where people walk around with a bit of a swagger because they know the commitment of the people around them, right? And so that's what I'm gonna challenge. I gotta say, I loved it. I walked by the cubes on the way in here and I saw headphones on, I saw lead generating, I saw people doing work together. So that's a group that's gonna win, right? We gotta do that more. So I don't know what your plans are tomorrow, but I hope you're here. I hope you're getting ready to win, right? I don't know what your plans are the next day, but I hope you're here. I hope you're getting ready to win, right? I hope the mindset shifts away from, well, it would be nice if I did, to nothing will stop me from, right? Nothing will stop me from. Because the truth of the matter is, ultimately, Your success is within your hands. In this industry, more than any, you have the power to do whatever you choose to do, or to fail to whatever you will excuse. Does that make sense? So question mark is, which will you choose? Success or excuse?
Can I ask a question, Chris?
Of
One
course.
of the most important things is my wife holds me accountable. What are you doing today? So, ladies and gentlemen, find somebody in here to become an accountability partner. If you're successful already and you want to be that way, that's fine. But find somebody that you can connect with and become an accountability partner and help hold you to this thing. So if it's not somebody here, it should be your husband, your wife, somebody in your family to want you to succeed. That's my opinion.
Cool. Last thing I'm gonna leave you with this week is who needs Keller Williams Riverside. You know, there are a lot of agents in the market right now who need this, right? Who need what you have, and you know them. So I just want you to think about who needs Keller Williams Riverside. Who's not gonna make it through this market unless they join a team like this team? And I would love to be in conversation with those people. So I'm gonna be calling you. I'll be having conversation with you about your business. Sam and I are working through the roster. We want you to win. But we're gonna role model what we're asking you to do as well. And I want you to help me achieve my goals, which is growing this market center. The way we grow this market center is by growing your business and by bringing other people into this business and helping them grow their business. That is what we do. That's why KW is #1 in the world. Let's do that here. Make sense? Cool. I think that's everything on my deck, but let me look and see. Oh yeah, start today. All right, start today. Right, all right, good deal. Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. Our sponsor today is Tim Moreno. I believe he's out there cooking hot dogs right now. So go say hi to Tim. Grab yourself some Father's Day grub, and we will see you guys after this meeting. I guess I'll walk around. I'll see you guys doing the work. Yeah. All right. Good deal. All right. Good.
Did you guys have breakfast or no? I'm at the message for breakfast. I don't do
I appreciate the call, Tyrone, even though I wasn't able to pick it up.
No problemo, no problemo.
You're not very clean. I want to take you to shave that way. Just on the razor?
Don't they have that little apparatus now that
Yeah, like electric razor.
I see the commercial. Not much to take off anyways. That's funny. That's
keeping the high gear. That's I'm gonna go back and grab some of these. I guess you can find scripts, you can Google them, I just found that out, I didn't realize it. You know, I wanted to look in those couple of books back there and see if I can go directly to, you know, a couple of scripts, you know, some of the conversation that he was talking about, he's gonna have meetings and ask those questions and, you know, my reservoir is just that.